I have a thing for overcomplicating simple games, and thus, naturally, I had to make up something for Snake. And so, as the title implies, I made Snake multi-dimensional. Basically, there's two dimensions in the game. The red dimension and the blue dimension. Now, you can transport between them using the spacebar. And the cool thing is, the contents of one dimension don't affect the contents of the other one, including the snake itself. So basically, if I'm stuck in this kind of a situation, where there is no escape and I am guaranteed to run into my tail, well, I just switch dimension, get out of that area, and then switch back, and hey, I'm out of danger. Now, the snake still occupies this area that I passed through, but within the other dimension. So now if I switch back, it's still there, and it will only vanish when the tail catches up to it. So it's really normal Snake, but you can split him up between two screens. Now, this concept already makes the game intriguing, since it allows for really interesting snake overlapping situations, and that really adds to the strategies you can come up with. And the fact that you can essentially run through your tail also makes the game a bit more manageable as it goes on. Combining that with the fact that running into the edge of the screen just puts you back to the other side, there's a lot of things you can come up with. But that's not everything yet. I mean, this on its own has some potential, but there has to be some motivation to switch dimensions, right? That's where food comes in. Food can spawn in either of the two dimensions, which means you have to switch between them to eat it sometimes, since red food doesn't exist in the blue dimension, and blue food doesn't exist in the red dimension. But that's still not everything, because where food appears in one dimension, a wall appears in the other one. So not only do you have to be on the lookout for your own tail, but you also have to make sure that you don't run into walls, which don't disappear when you eat the food in their relative location in the other dimension. They just stay there for the rest of the game, which eventually means that each dimension will look something like this. Just a mess of walls that you have to avoid. It really quickly becomes a game of memorization and trying to not run into these walls when switching dimensions. Now sometimes these slightly more cyan walls spawn in, and they're called interdimensional walls, and that precisely describes their function. They're just walls that are walls in both dimensions. And occasionally, to help you, you get this yellow power-up, which actually allows you to see the other dimension for a while. So it just overlays the dimensions on top of each other, which really helps when you're transitioning between them, so you don't just teleport into a wall. Now usually I would talk a bit about the coding process, but I'm not really sure what to talk about, mainly since I wrote this after drinking like 3 cups of coffee on one rather random Tuesday evening. Really all you have is 2 arrays filled with zeros, and then you have a variable for the snake's X position and the snake's Y position. And every 10 frames the position is updated, and the location on that grid is changed to a 1. Also on every frame you actually subtract some decay value from every square, and eventually this means that the 1s roll back to zeros, and 0 is an empty square. Anything bigger than 0 and up to 1 means that the snake is there. So here you can kind of get a sense of how that works. And the more food you eat, the smaller that decay value becomes, and so the longer the snake actually lasts. Power-ups and other walls are just given higher numbers than 1, so like walls are 3 I believe, and power-ups are 4. It's not really that complicated. I didn't want to mess around with classes or anything. It's like 400 lines of code, and it wasn't written particularly effectively, but that's something for another day. As always, the game is on itch.io, and I'll link it in the description in case you want to play it. This was a bit of a different video for me since I usually do longer content, but I mean, this was just a random thing I thought of and threw together, so no need for any long explanations or anything. I've not really seen a concept like this anywhere, so I found it kind of intriguing and just put it together, really in the course of like 3 hours. Anyway, if you're interested in some larger projects I made, I tried to create Pong where you could place additional paddles, so that's something you can go watch. Although one thing that taught me is to not overdo it with the amount of controls a player should press, which is why I just made this snake thing so simple. You know, there's a lot of ways to overcomplicate a game, but there's a limit where it just stops being fun. Anyway, that's been it from me. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.